This one time and Bandcamp.
This one time and Bandcamp.
And quickly.
आप शब्द डाल रहे हो हमारे मुंह में.
Disgusting.
तू रहने दे. तेरा बस का नहीं है.
Hello everybody, this is Priyam from Team MissMalini and today I have taken a half day to hang out with half girlfriend team. Hello Shraddha and Arjun.
Very glad you took a half day to hang out with us.
Are you going to look at me like this entire
No, I'm
time?
trying to think why I didn't think of this before and use it. It's actually quite funny. Don't go by my face. I don't show too many emotions.
Okay then. Okay, so half girlfriend as I think a millennial to use that word and all that. So it's a very real concept, like just series of half girlfriends and boyfriends all around. So as you guys who are, I think as a non-entity 25-year-old, it's hard enough for me to date. How do famous people date? Like, is it not constantly like a
Date?
Yeah. Or even, you know, like to have like your associations with like people.
Maybe we kind of missed the bus on the dating bit because now it's become a lot more easier to date. I honestly remember when I was in school and college, dating meant like you can go with a girl to
have coffee.
Today, having coffee is a regular thing post your
Or hanging out and watching a movie.
Hanging out and watching a movie.
Yeah.
And even then in school, I remember holding a hand or getting a peck on the cheek was a big achievement, you know. Today it's kind of moved on from that. Even at the age of 16, 17, there's an evolution to the thought of spending time with the opposite sex. So I think we missed the boat on that. Therefore now being actors, so it's become even more.
Like, do you find yourselves in half relationships every now and then?
No, and it's not as casual as you're trying to make it sound.
No, for sure. No, not at all.
Being someone's half girlfriend or half boyfriend, as you're saying. You just said that half girlfriends are all around. No, it's not as casual as you're trying to make it.
It's not a friends with benefits or a frivolous one.
I get that.
Exactly.
It's not there yet for whatever circumstances.
There is a bond. It's an emotion.
It's an emotional thing, and unfortunately, if you know, from where my character tells him that, you know, Madhav, I can be your half girlfriend. It's not like I'm saying it in a pretty serious frame of mind because I'm conflicted. So being someone's half girlfriend or half boyfriend,
and it's not like she's asking me out, I'll be your half girlfriend, let's date.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
It's actually the other way around. He wants to understand where they stand.
Right.
And she's kind of giving him perspective that, you know, I can't really commit to the point where I would like to, but I'm not going to pretend that we are just friends.
Exactly. So
there is something in between, and she's being honest actually. It's a confession that where the terminology comes in.
Yeah.
Talking about dating, I think we as actors obviously don't have an easy ride when it comes to dating.
The luxury too.
Yeah, I mean you could, but then you got to put yourself out there and engage in spending time in public and putting yourself out there, and sometimes that's not healthy for the opposite person. You know, you as a person being a celebrity will get spoken about, and he or she will get unfortunately spoken or written about for that period of time. And God forbid things don't work out after a date or two, then she or he might become part of a conversation just written about as a name.
Right.
And that's unfair to a person who doesn't want that or doesn't deserve that.
Yeah.
So that anonymity that person deserves should be given to that person. So our concept of dating might be a little more unique than the common man's, but that's just something that's part and parcel of the profession.
You just have to live with it. Chetan Bhagat, you know, of course he's a bestseller and all of those things. But there is a criticism that even with you two states, I'm pretty sure you face that you know how it's not is it a book good enough to be adapted? When you sign on a film like this, and now of course the numbers are showing, you know, the trailers everyone has watched and all of that. Is that ever an anticipation? Do you ever feel like, you know, this though we will have to put up with once the trailer comes out? This of course no?
You can't consider yourself successful if you don't have people who have an opinion about you and are you polarized, especially when you're a writer like Chetan, who kind of appeals to that section of audience that actually has not had a voracious appetite to read.
And I think it's so interesting because even in the industry there's this whole massy film and classy film divide. So
yeah, so it's still there is. I have never heard of people undermine a massy film or a classy film in public. As
only on the internet.
I think people
as an industry, we don't come out and start
preferences.
maligning our films for having genres that appeal to X audience or Y audience. Where Chetan is concerned, I would just like to say that enough people read his books, so that's why they're transported into the big screen.
Right.
And that's a pretty easy enough in for a producer or a maker or a director to say, okay, this connects with maximum number of people. So you already have material that is engaging most people who are not even readers. Isn't that a win-win?
Yeah.
That means
and
that
to bet your money on it.
Yeah, that means that the content does have connectivity.
And there are way more people favoring him than
he is a popular writer for sure.
So
There's no takeaway from that.
There's a reason why he's who he is, and I'm sure that that means he is doing something right, no?